Ah, badges. These dots and circles with numbers that live at the top of our social media feeds, to the left of our chats on Slack, and all over our smartphone home screen. They might be small as a UI element, but they're an essential cue that tells users there's important information waiting for them. They're like breadcrumbs that tap into our natural urge to achieve a clean, Zen state. So they're important, but badges are very easy to get wrong. And working with teams building products, I found they are often an afterthought. That's why I'm here. From one product obsessed person to another, I'm here to explain how to build a great badging experience. And you know who did a really good job at this? Notion. So we'll study their badging as an example. Ready? Let's go. On your quest to building a killer badging experience, you need to answer three essential questions. 1. What should my badges count? 2. What happens when users click on a badged button? And 3. What's the clearing behavior for my badges? Let's start with question 1. What should my badges count? Well, in a product like Notion, there's a lot of stuff to alert a user about. It can be a new page, edits to an existing page, comments, replies, reactions. But let's say you made a comment and now you've gotten 6 replies to it, or 10 likes. Does the badge increase by 1, or 6, or 10? What about edits to a particular page? Do you count all the different edits on a single page? Or do you just count the page as a single item that's changed, even if there are 40 different changes made to it? How about comments? You could count individual comments in the doc, or you might count common threads, or only the ones that mention you. As a PM, you're going to have to make that choice. Your engineers will ask you, how should it work? Now, there's reasons to do any of these options, but you can't do them all. Users need consistency, and they build an intuitive mental model of how your app works. And these break when in one area of the app a badge counts one thing, and in others it counts another. Trust me, I made that mistake before. Anyway, Notion chose to count notifications. And notifications happen when someone mentions a user, or replies to a comment they left, or shares a page with them. Importantly, if a single user replies 6 times to a particular comment thread, the badge will just increase by 1. But if 6 different individual users each respond once, the badge will grow by 6. Get it? Now, this means Notion doesn't count page edits at all for the badging behavior. These are tracked separately in the All tab of their Updates section, without a badging behavior or a count. That would be just another count to clear, and the interactions between the two different badging counts would be confusing AF. Other products make other choices, right? Facebook digests all of the different comments you get on your post, so you get just one notification telling you that 17 friends liked your got smashed at the party photo. And it'll be counted as a single event. The sum on the badge would go up by 1. Speaking of sums, people expect the badge for the overall app to be the sum of the badges in the underlying accounts or screens or categories of things being counted. Now, there's a deep reason for this expectation, but to explain it, we need to go into question number 2. What happens when users click on a badge? Badges are meant to lead us to somewhere in the app where there's an action for us to take or information to read. That's their job. That means that every single click on a badged item must immediately show somewhere on the screen the next thing that's badged. That's why they're often red to draw our attention. Look at this. Notion starts by telling me I have 14 notifications. When I click the hamburger menu button, it shows me what exactly feeds into that number 14. There's one hiding behind the chord org selector and 13 more updates for chord. When I click the chord selector, this behavior continues like one of these Russian nested dolls until there are no more items to clear. And when I click the notifications tab, it shows me clearly where the 13 items are. There's always a pointer to the relevant info I was notified about. This might seem like table stakes, but even big, well-known products completely fail at that. Let's look at LinkedIn Sales Navigator, for example. Here, I'm alerted of 9 notifications with a badge in the upper right-hand corner. But when I go in, where's the 9? Home is just a dot. Messaging is just a dot. There's a lot of unbadged stuff on the screen. What should I be looking at? And now let's click on messaging. There's no unread messages. Huh? I've read all my messages, but that didn't clear the badge? Why? So by now, I've learned to not trust the badging in LinkedIn Sales Navigator. It'll lead me to empty inboxes, and it won't tell me what it was alerting me about. Why would I follow that tantalizing red dot? Which is the perfect segue to our final question. What's the clearing behavior for my badges? In short, there are 2 approaches here: explicit clearing and implicit clearing. And you need to decide which is best for your badging experience. A truly good experience, like Notion's, is a combination of both. Remember those 14 notifications I had in Notion? When I mark an item as read, the number 14 instantly updates to 13 everywhere on the screen. So when I click to read a comment on a page or reply directly in my inbox, the badge immediately clears. This might not seem like much, but it's a heck of a lot better than my experience at LinkedIn Sales Navigator, where I have no unread messages, but the messaging tab still refuses to clear the badge. I told you we humans have an undeniable psychological urge to clear notifications. And you can't discuss clearing without talking about how to change something that previously has been marked as read back to unread. Especially in the context of products people use at work, it's often an important feature because people like to keep track of tasks and information and stay on top of their to-dos, and that's a way for them to manage that. There you have it, a product-obsessed guide to badging. I've explored this topic in even more detail on the Chord blog, like some of Notion's earlier iterations and how they got to the current state, and I'll explore more elements of product design soon. Have a request? Drop it in the comments. And make sure you like, subscribe, and share with your team or other PMs.